Hello to my lovely Sagittarians. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, any strong placement in your charts. And yes, I said charts, plural. This does not have to apply just for your natal chart or your Rasi chart. It could apply in other charts as well. Depends what you're looking at. Depends, I guess, what you're focused on. But also you could just be resonating in this energy. So if you're here today, perhaps just I ask that you be open to the messages that you receive here. All right? Perhaps there's something here for you. So this is kind of like a pick a card, I guess, for this sign or those that are just resonating in this energy today. Cross watchers are welcome. Of course, I just ask that you be respectful and considerate of others. But yep, take a few deep breaths and choose which card you feel most drawn towards to you. And again, this is your forecast for the month of April. All right. I feel like we're all releasing a lot of negativity. But I'm going to start with the first card here. Hello, for those that chose card number 1. What is your forecast for the month of April? We have Archangel Gabriel, number 3. Okay, love that. So, I feel like in the month of April, you're clearing your own path. You may take this very literally. Perhaps you're doing a lot of cleaning, maybe spring cleaning in the home, making space for new energy. Perhaps some of you could be rearranging furniture as well. Perhaps maybe for feng shui reasons. Doesn't necessarily have to be. The flow of energy in the room, the positioning of your furniture could have an impact on you energetically. Okay, so maybe that's something to keep in mind for those that chose this card or this pile. Okay, but I really feel like this is the energy of momentum. You're picking up momentum in April. You're finally spreading your wings, and I feel like you're about getting ready to bring in or call in something new. I do feel like in the recent past, you were closed off and I kind of want to say hell-bent on fear. So I do feel like you were uncertain of the new, of opening up to this new possibility, but I do feel like you're embracing it now. I also feel like something is here about embracing your newfound identity. For some of you here, you could be involved or be a part of the LGBTQ is it LGBTQAI plus community? And maybe you're finally kind of, coming out of the closet here. Maybe to loved ones or family members or even maybe to yourself. And maybe you're embracing this new version of yourself. Perhaps also it's, for some of you, maybe it's cross-dressing. Maybe you love to do that. Maybe you love to just dress up. This is something that you may have wanted to do for a long time, but you may have come from a strict or conservative family. And so you may have held back, but I do feel like there's something about, again, stepping outside your comfort zone, stepping outside the bounds of what's socially accepted, right? Now, of course, it's more accepted, especially in maybe more liberal areas. But for whatever reason, in the month of April, you're feeling empowered to do this. Anyways, I'm going to pull some tarot cards here now. You're like, rules? Who needs them? So you could also be, I want to say, some of you, not all of you, okay, I only take this if it resonates for you, but some of you could also be experimenting with your sexuality. Maybe perhaps you're being more fluid starting in the month of April, and allowing yourself to have different feelings and to accept that it's okay to have different feelings, or it's okay to feel certain feelings, and to not judge yourself too harshly, right? And seeing how you feel. All right, in the month of April. Okay, we have the Knight of Swords. Look at you. We have the Judgment card in the reverse. All judgments aside, I'm hearing you are free. 5 of Coins in the reverse. Okay, and one more. Okay, we have the 5 of Swords in the reverse. We have 2 5s here. Okay. 5s, they represent challenge and change, right? And also, I notice, of course, number 5 is an odd number. Number 3, with this Archangel Gabriel card, is also an odd number. And so, again, I feel like with this, it's about having some kind of momentum, moving forward, no longer staying stuck on, a past narrative about yourself. Let's see here. Yeah, see, I really feel like you're confronting this idea that you can't move forward because other people are going to reject your beliefs. You're realizing that you are responsible for living in your own truth, and at the very end of the day, you're the person that has to live with yourself. And so, again, I feel like in April, you're not allowing that to hold you back. I'm seeing like a finish line here also. Interesting. Perhaps a side message. Some of you could also be running a race, or maybe you're competing in a race of some kind, or maybe you have some kind of competition coming up. I'm also seeing somebody here involved in maybe like martial arts or something like this. Perhaps that's something that's coming up for you. Or it could just represent, again, like you having this inner conflict, right, with the 5 energy. And, having this battle with yourself and your identity and putting that aside. So take what resonates there. But yeah, some of you here that may choose this pile also may be involved in martial arts, or you have like some kind of relay race or some kind of race or competition coming up for you, especially those that maybe are still in your youth or something like this, right? Five of Coins in reverse, though. You may be struggling with your finances in the month of April. And maybe you've been stuck at a job you didn't really care for, but it made you feel safe. Maybe it wasn't safe for you financially to stay here, but it made you feel like you didn't have to take a risk on yourself, if that makes sense. Like you weren't at the forefront of something, like you didn't have very many responsibilities, for example. Let's say you were just like a staff worker, you know. You weren't like a manager. But I do feel like that's because you didn't feel very confident in the past of being in the forefront, you know, and being the face of something. I feel like that really held you back. And again, this is something that you're realizing here. Your own judgments have been holding you back from really living your life. All right, I am going to be pulling a Lover's Oracle for you guys. And let's see what wants to come through. Also, some of you could also be breaking free of a relationship as well. Or it's the opposite and you're finally coming forward and telling somebody how you really feel about them. Perhaps it's telling them like, hey, you know, I really like you. You want to go out sometime? All right. This is finally breaking free though. All right. Okay. The card that came out here was Power. You instinctively know what is right for you, and you have the power to say no or to walk away at any time. And that is the card here. Yep. I do feel like you were bound by fear. Maybe for some of you, you were stuck in a codependent situation where you feared maybe being on your own. And you're breaking free. Or again, it's just fear of your own shadow. Fear of exposing yourself and people seeing your flaws. And maybe you even seeing your own flaws. You know, I feel like you just didn't want to be criticized. But I do feel like, again, you're boosting your confidence here. You're boosting rather your self-esteem. And you're stepping into your power. And you're clearing the path and finally making room for something new. Some of you also could be redecorating your home. You know, it's time for a new you, right? New you, new life. All right, that is what I have for those that chose that card there. Or if you were just watching this and just happened to resonate for you. Thank you for those that chose that card again. And if that resonated, hope you choose to hit the like button on your way out and maybe follow me here on TikTok or subscribe to my YouTube channel, Soup for the Soul Tarot. All right. I'm going to flip that card back around and we're going to move on to those that chose card number 2. Hello to those that chose card number 2. What is the forecast for you guys in the month of April? We have 6 of Scrolls, the Sands of Time. Okay. So, you could be a man that feels like time is kind of your enemy in the month of April. Maybe plans or things have not gone according to plan for you. Or you could just be resonating in masculine energy if you are female, okay? Gender, sex doesn't really matter, but I do feel a masculine energy here, okay? Somebody that's trying to take responsibility and control for their own life. But again, things aren't going according to plan. And maybe you're waiting. You're waiting maybe to hear back from someone, or to hear back from a job. Perhaps they're reviewing your work or your projects, your application. And you're like, okay, when am I going to get this response? You know, I do feel like you've been working very, very hard. See that? The answer is up in the air. Will this actually pay off for you in the month of April? Some of you here have been working so hard that you have barely been outside. You've barely been able to spend some time to really enjoy yourself. Some of you may be starting your own business or trying to get a business off the ground. Okay, but let's pull some cards here and see what's going on for you. I also feel drawn towards a different deck for you guys, so let's see what wants to come through, excuse me. Also, somebody here could be an architect. Doesn't have to be. All right. We have a 7 of Swords. The World in reverse. Also, I do feel like you're in a single energy in the month of April. So either you are single, or if you are married, okay, or in a long-term commitment. I do feel two extremes here, though, I will say. I do feel the majority of you either are in a single energy or you're married. But again, take what resonates, okay? But if you are married, or you're in a long-term partnership, I feel like you haven't been spending a lot of time with that person. It's been all about work, work, work. Okay. So, look at that. Next card is the Hermit. We just talked about that single energy. And one more. And the High Priestess. Bottom of the deck, we have the Emperor. Masculine energy. Okay. So, I'm seeing this two ways. If you are a man or somebody that heavily resonates in a masculine energy, you feel lost. You feel like, again, things haven't been going your way. You don't know where you're going at this point. You're like, so what do I do? What do I do? I feel like I've hit a wall. And 7 of Swords, this may have really taken a toll on your self-esteem. This lack of success, this lack of victory has made you feel small. And this lack of validation is causing you to think back to maybe negative criticism you received in your youth, whether they be criticism you heard from bullies in school, or from your mother, okay, or from your family. Also, if you do have a partner, this person doesn't know what's going on with you. Again, they feel neglected. They don't know where you've gone or where you've been, or if you say you are where you say you are. This person just has been waiting for you to provide communication or clarity here. But you've been in search for empowerment. You've been in search for, the emperor energy within yourself. This is who you're trying to find, And again, I just feel like you feel helpless. And this makes you feel insecure because you just don't feel like a man. And deep down, that's how you feel. You feel inadequate. Now, if you are a feminine energy, perhaps you're the cross watcher. Okay? You are waiting for your person to reach back out to you. Perhaps they have left, okay? Maybe they left on a business trip, or they left for a job opportunity. And you're wondering, is this person going to come back? You may also have something of theirs. Maybe you're hoping that they're going to come back for this. But I do feel like they may be avoiding people right now. Or maybe just avoiding you. Because they're so hell-bent on success. Let's pull an oracle card here and see what else is going on. Okay, bottom of the deck says, beware of what you are projecting, for the qualities you admire in one another are qualities you both possess. Equally so, the qualities you don't like are also your own reflection. What came out here is new beginning, a new adventure awaits. Embrace it and live your dreams passionately. Let me see if I can show you the front of the card, and I can. Alright, so I do feel like some of you are having to face a tough decision. Okay, you have been wanting a new cycle for some time, and that's really all you've been focused on. When will this old chapter come to an end, right? So you can have this new start. But if you choose to have this new beginning, I do feel like somehow you're going to have to close this old life and leave it in the past. Put it behind you. And in so doing, you shut out, some of these people that were maybe really close to you, or the people that cared for you, or the people that you built relationships with. But I do feel like right now, it's like you're putting everything on the table because you really want success. Or your person does if you are a cross-watcher. And your person kind of wants to be set free because they feel bound to their karma. And it's not something they want. So 7 of Swords are getting away here. And they may not be telling you this. If you're wondering what's happened with your person, why haven't they been responding to your messages? It's because they kind of want to forget this. They want to forget you, and not because something's wrong with you, but because they didn't like who they were when they were with you. They didn't like their own reflection. And so you remind them of who they once were, or who they are still now, but who they no longer want to be. All right. So that is the reading for those that chose card number 2. If this resonated, I hope you choose to hit the like button and maybe subscribe to my channel, Soup for the Soul Tarot, or follow me on TikTok. All right. I'm going to turn this card around and we're going to dive into card number 3. Hello to those that chose card number 3. Let's see what the forecast is for the month of April for you guys. We have balance in the reverse, 7 of Forces. I'll show you guys what it looks like again in the upright position. All right, that's what it looks like. And that's what it is reversed. Okay, so quite the opposite of the previous pile. I feel like in the month of April, this is you not wanting to go back to work. You're like, man, I have to be back at my desk at 7 a.m. on a Monday. You're like, I really don't want to go. I feel like you're over it. You don't want to be there anymore. And it's, for some of you, it may not be the pay. Perhaps you're fine. Perhaps you feel like you should be grateful for the job that you do have, maybe for the position that you have. But the truth is, some of you may be burnt out. Maybe in the past, you felt like you were all work and no play. And now you're like, I just don't want to step foot in my office, and I don't want to see another document. I don't want to see another damn email. I don't want to open another damn book. For those of you that are, studying. For some of you here, you could be in graduate school. Okay. For some of you, maybe it's law school, maybe it's med school, maybe it's a PhD or a master's program. It doesn't have to be, this could also be a work situation as well. But this is like, I'm just tired, sorry, just went out of focus there. At least in the month of April, you just need a break. Okay, so let's get into some tarot and see what else we have here. Hi, Evelyn. Grand evening. Also, maybe for some of you, it's something that has to do with finances as well. I'm hearing balancing the books. Some of you could work for a bank. Maybe you're like an accountant. Doesn't necessarily have to be. All right. What's going on here? Okay. Ten of Swords, right? Some of you are just wanting to just walk out. It's maybe it's to that point for some of you. Also, maybe your bottom is sore from sitting in this chair, sitting in your office chair, possibly. We have the 10 of Coins, though. Some of you really been bringing in those bands, right? Some of you have a really good paying position, or money is good, money is stable, but the amount of responsibilities that come with it, whole nother story. Or if you are in school, this is like, yeah, sure, I may eventually get the pay that I want, but putting in that work initially is really hard. Right now, it may be really hard to see kind of like the long-term benefit of sticking it through. Okay, we have the Page of Wands in the reverse. One more card. And we have the 9 of Coins in the reverse. Too many responsibilities, right? Maybe you're responsible for too many people. Okay, so let's see here. Well, for one, we have 2 tens, right? And that's about ending cycles. Again, guys, in the month of April, you just really need a vacation. Some of you are just outright just deciding this job is not for you anymore and you need something else. But you at least need a break. Page of Wands in the reverse, you have no energy to go to and from places. You have exhausted yourself. And right now you may be questioning what you really want in life. You're questioning why you're even here, right? Something's not connecting. And then we have the 9 of Coins in the reverse. Some of you again are thinking, is this really worth it? Is this really worth it? What did you get out of this so far? A lot of questioning your decisions here, or your decision to stay, or your current commitment to something. I feel like for you guys also, it's you guys don't think about how you feel very often. You're all about the grind. Okay. And I think now you're kind of realizing that you're being forced to face it, being forced to see how you feel. Bottom of the deck, only time will tell. What came out was power. This came out for a second time in this reading. I think pile 1 or card number 1 had this as well. You instinctively know what is right for you, and you have the power to say no or to walk away at any time. Okay, and again, showing itself here is kind of feeling as if the snake is kind of coiled around both of these two people, kind of suffocating them, right? There's no room to breathe. I feel like you guys show how much you care about people, about your commitments, based on what you give. So you guys, I feel like, tend to be workaholics. At least I wouldn't be surprised if you guys are workaholics, or you tend to be workaholics because you bury yourself in your work or in your studies. But I do feel like for you, you show people through your actions. You guys are very service-oriented people. And that's how much you show, or that is how you show your love. That's your love language. But sometimes I do feel like this is overwhelming for people around you. Because maybe you constantly want to do things, or you expect the same amount of effort maybe from other people, or you expect them to be as involved as you are, or something like this. And I do feel like some people may feel really overwhelmed with the amounts of enthusiasm, I guess you could say, you have for you know, the connection, or again, your responsibilities here. But yeah, with only time will tell, I do feel like this is in regards to what's going to happen with this decision. Some of you that are thinking or contemplating on walking away from a job, you know, I don't feel like in the month of April was the time for most of you, maybe not all of you, for most of you, where you're just going to outright quit, right? Some of you are just like, maybe I just need a break, right? Maybe I'll feel very differently if I take a step back, you know, and I were to revisit this maybe in a few weeks or a month from now, if you have the luxury of taking a month off. Yeah, or if this is, again, surrounding relationships, like family or romantic partner. I almost feel as if maybe you think that no one around you, again, gives as much as you do. You give all of your energy, all of your time, all of your effort. At least that's how you feel. And other people are just gone, or they're not there, and they want their own freedom, or they want to do other things, and you're feeling like it's just not being reciprocated. You know, maybe this relationship or these relationships are making you feel very much alone. And for some of you, maybe you haven't really expressed your feelings to other people. You know, to your romantic partner, for instance, maybe you haven't really expressed that, hey, you know, I feel like my efforts aren't being reciprocated, you know, or the efforts in this relationship is not being reciprocated. Or you feel alone in this relationship, or I feel like you don't really want to spend as much time as I do. in this connection together, you know, as far as quality time. But yeah, that's how I'm feeling. Or again, if it's to people that are like family to you, I don't know, I just feel like you haven't really expressed yourself, and maybe that's just because you don't want them to know that you're hurting. But in regards to certain relationships, like your romantic life, your romantic relationship, I do feel like they have a right to know. So at least they have the chance to fix it, you know? And if they don't fix it, maybe that does tell you something about the relationship. And for others, maybe there's some work to do on yourself as well. You know, maybe for some, okay, you also need to have this realization that, you know, perhaps you're working extra hard in this relationship because you feel like you have to work hard to receive love. You know, maybe it's because of your upbringing. Maybe there's a realization that you guys are just different, and you can't expect this person to be just like you, or to love just like you, right? There's an adjustment period that needs to happen, especially with a romantic partner, if you're dealing with one. But that is what I see for those that chose this pile. Again, take what resonates, leave the rest. I do feel like there was a lot there. And, you know, I feel like in this pile specifically, it's like there's like segments where people resonated with one thing, but it kind of went off on another thing. But someone here may resonate with all of it, but I do recognize that there was a lot going on in this pile. But yeah, if that resonated, I hope you choose to hit the like button on your way out, and maybe subscribe to my channel if you feel called, or maybe follow me on TikTok. All right, guys, I am going to go. It's getting late. Hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.